Today on Jimmy's Three Things, I'm going to look at the MLB player poll, some fun results there. We're going to look at one tool players. They only have one of the 5 tools. And then a third thing that I have to find, we'll find it. Thanks for tuning in. Jimmy's Three Things is a production of Jomboy Media, Dan Patrick Productions, and Workhouse Media. Thank you for joining. Subscribe if you enjoy. Quick pause. Pause over. Here we go. I'm coming to you live from the T20 Men's World Cup on Long Island, Nassau County Cricket Stadium, pop-up stadium. So if the audio is bad, maybe I'll have them insert a picture of the setup right now. We got the camera in some cups with with paper towels in them on top of an empty sandwich container. So if the audio is bad, I apologize. But let's get right into it. Oh, and also, tomorrow, Team USA plays against Team India. Top of the table. Top 2 teams advance from each pool. USA 2-0. Unbelievable. I'll be on the pregame show and the show for the USA-India match on Wednesday, June 12th, if you want to go. And there might be tickets available if you live in Long Island. On Long Island, shut up. MLB Player Poll 2024. Worst organizations, the most overrated, peer best vibes guy, and more. Coming to you from the Athletic MLB staff. I'm just going to breeze through some of these. And just to let you know, there's 750 to like 800 active MLB players. You got 26-man rosters, 26 times 30. You guys can all do that math. They didn't interview or get everyone's answers. The first question, a positive question that people should want to answer. Who is the best baseball player? 102 people answered that one. Only 102 people answered it. And 46% of that, so like 60 people of the 102 said Shohei Ohtani. So that's nice. Ronald Acuna Jr. gets the rest of the votes. Maybe that's from people that aren't in the West and haven't played Ohtani a lot. You got a East guy. Mookie Betts gets 8%. Aaron Judge. Trout gets 3.2. That's nice. Players who received 1 vote. Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Jose Ramirez, Adley Rutschman, Corey Seager, Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler got a vote. Best player in baseball. Thanks, Aaron Nola. That was nice of you. Voting for your teammate. Way to go, Wheels. 1 vote. I don't think you can slip up either. I think you got to type it out. So that's cool. Good for Ohtani. And, like, not a shock. People will want to answer that. Then anonymously they said, there's no comparison. Everyone has a comp. He's got no comp. And then the very next quote gives him a direct comp. Babe Ruth. So that's cool. All right, who is the most overrated player? And you can see we go from 100 votes to 59. So people don't like answering this. But of those 59 votes, 20%. What's 20% of 59, Ryan? Stat guy Ryan to my side. How many actual players said Jazz Chisholm? 11. 11 players said Jazz Chisholm. Either those are all teammates or 0 teammates. But that podcast where he said he hates his teammates and doesn't hang out with them was bizarre. This also is he was on MLB The Show. He was on the cover of the show when he didn't deserve to be. Rumor is Jeter just said, hey, do it. And they did it for Jeter. I think that's what that comes down to. Rendon, I think that's low-hanging fruit. Carlos Correa, he's outspoken. He hasn't been for a while. Tim Anderson was outspoken. Donaldson voted for him. Jack Flaherty, maybe catching some flack for that weird players union stuff, because who's overrating Flaherty right now? I mean, he's good. I don't know. Alonso, Bellinger, Bregman, Ellie De La Cruz, Machado, Snell. Weird. So what's 3.3% of 59? Is that one person? No, it's got to be 2 people, because then they say other people that get 1 vote. So it's around 2 people voted for Alonso, Bellinger, Bregman, De La Cruz, Machado, and Snell. Man, if I'm like those guys, I go hunt those people out. Fuck, 2 of you hate me? Was there any quotes about this? No. This used to be Derek Jeter used to get this all the time. It used to be like good players, and you could spin it as he's good, but he's not that good. Harper used to get this sometimes. Jazz Chisholm isn't like... I was surprised to see his name, because usually it's guys that are like, they can say, he's really good, don't get me wrong, but he's a little overrated. He's not the best ever. Jazz Chisholm, no one even says he's really good, really. He's just an average player. So seems like he's got 11 haters. Okay. Next question, putting aside their stats and going solely on vibes, who do you most want on your team? So who cares about this? I don't think I care about this. Vibes guys? Like Jomboy Jones right now is the best vibes guys on the Yankees in a landslide. He's awesome. Everyone hits a home run, and they want to go see Jomboy Jones. He didn't get a single vote. Who cares about vibes guys? I mean, obviously you want vibes guys, but you can't put stats aside and go solely on vibes. Mookie Betts, though, and that's fine because, you know what? They're not putting stats aside. It's Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Acuna, Harper, Judge. No one put stats aside. Is there a name on here where they put stats aside? Willy Adames, he's pretty good. Vibes are unbelievable with Willy Adames. We've been around him in his orbit in spring training a couple of times, and when we went to Milwaukee a couple of years ago, absolutely great vibes. Garrett Stubbs, okay, vibes. Rougned Odor, now that's an answer. He got one vote. Now that's an answer you're looking. Joey Wendell, yes. Those are the guys where they put stats aside. Otherwise, they didn't. It's a lie. Someone anonymously said on Garrett Cole, never met him, but I've been a fan for a long time. Okay, Freddie Freeman. He's clutch. He's consistent day in, day out. Those ain't vibes, buddy. That's stats. You misunderstood the assignment. Someone said on Glass Now, great vibes, great energy, brings his personality with him. Yeah, he does have good vibes. Go watch any episode. Of when he's on Rose rotation. Glass Now, for how tall and attractive and talented he is skill-wise, it's bullshit how good of a personality he has. He's supposed to be a dud of a personality, and he's just awesome. Liam Hendricks, energy on the mound is contagious. I should text Hendricks. We talk about cricket sometimes, and energy on the mound is contagious. I agree. On Gleyber Torres, I think he is pretty vibey. Gleyber got a vote? That's Soto. They're like best friends now. That was nice of Soto to vote for Gleyber, his new friend. All right, next question was, evaluate this statement. Anthony Rendon was right. The season is too long. And we got 98 votes. What's 68% of 98? I'm going to have that number for you. It's kind of nice to have someone with a calculator sitting next to me. 66 players lied and acted as if this wasn't anonymous. I've never met a baseball player in my life that thinks the season isn't too long. It's 162 games in 180 days. And they fly all the time and travel. So they are so right to say, this is a bit long, guys. Now that everyone makes the playoffs, so we got a bunch of liars here, and then 31% of people that answered were honest. The season's crazy long. Whether you like it or not, it's too long. It's too long, but I love it, or it's way too long. 162 games in 185 days. That's what Rendon said. Especially with everyone making the playoffs. They'll never shorten it because they'll lose a lot of money. But maybe the broadcast regional rights going belly up, maybe that helps them. I don't even think they're interested in it because of concession stands. But I would say if you could get it down to like 148, 152, whatever gives you, and then have one day a week where like, hey, every Monday the NL is not going to have games, and every Thursday the AL is not going to have games, then the crowd just knows, hey, this is my break. There's going to be a game every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not going to take away the weekends. Then there's going to be a game every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if you're the AL. Thursdays you have off. I think the players would love that. I think the audience would at least understand it because it'd be baked into their rhythm. It wouldn't be confusing. It's like every Thursday, no game. Great, that's our off day. And then you can still have like 150 something games or whatever the math is on that. That's what I would propose, but I'm not being asked to propose anything. Is that all the questions? Okay, next question. Which team would you sign with if contracts, state taxes, and rosters were not a factor? The Braves got 12% of the vote, and again, only 86 votes. So what's 12% of 86? Are we talking about like 8 guys? Because I can't take this seriously. 10 guys? I wish more people answered this. These answers are 10 guys said the Braves. Then 9% said the Red Sox. So that's like 8 guys. The Braves have a huge region of people who watch Braves games. Like their network is the entire South. So if people are like, they're my hometown team, if those are some of the reasons, you would get it. Also, the Braves treat their young players pretty well. Give them contracts. Well, now they give them contracts. They used to not, but they treat their players well. They give them long-term contracts and say, hey, we want you to be here for the long haul and be part of it. Like it's a very much a winning culture and system. So I get that. Red Sox, 9.8%. That's cool. Good for the Red Sox. Yankees, only 6.9%. Rangers, 8.1%. Interesting. Mets, 2.3%. Twins, 2.3%. Giants, 2.3%. Rays, 2.3%. I mean, that's what you would expect to be the bottom teams. No one wants to go to those teams. People used to want to go to the Giants. And I don't know, for some reason they don't. Twins, tough. I think people just didn't think of the Twins. On the Braves, one quote. Just because I was a Braves fan growing up. Another, I would sign with the Braves, knowing what I know. If I didn't know, I would probably try and play 1 year for the Red Sox or the Yankees just to do it. What is that? I would sign with the Braves knowing what I know. What do you know? If I didn't know, I would probably try and play 1 year for the Red Sox or Yankees. What's this grand secret? Pulling him to the Braves. That he had to be... What? What does he know? That's weird. Everything, knowing what I know, if I didn't know. People don't know? Padres, they said San Diego's a beautiful place to play. Okay, that's cool. What organizations have bad reputations among players? 79 respondents, 40% Oakland A's. Or is this percent? This isn't percent. This is just answers. Why didn't they do that for all the other polls? Or are they giving percentages? No math needed. 40 guys said Oakland. 19 guys said the White Sox. 14 said the Angels. 10 said the Rockies. What you would expect. 8 said the Mets. I don't know. The Mets fans don't act like this is real. Sometimes they're like, Soto's going to come. It's like, no one wants to come. It seems like the players know no one wants to come. Royals, too. Bummer. That's sad. Should be a baseball town. Just want to play for the Royals. What are some quotes here? On the White Sox, I've never heard a good thing. This quote. It's not good over there. You can tell by how often there's turnover that it usually means something's going on. Players leaving the organization and automatically doing better. Jeez. On the Rays, when it comes time to pay players, they usually trade them. That's true. They get rid of you once you get expensive. Nice. They're not player friendly. Correct. I'll get injured. Not quoted, but thought. Wow. On the Angels, I've heard they treat their minor leaguers like crap. I didn't hear that. I didn't know that about them. I didn't know that. General dysfunction. On the Angels, this guy said, been there, done that, and I've never heard a good thing about them. Tough. On the Rockies, I think it's better now, but when I was there, it was horse shit. On the Yankees, no one wants to play for them. A bunch of rules. Jazz Chisholm wrote. I made that up. It wasn't him. It's anonymous. Most irritating criticism of current... Don't care about that. Should MLB shut down mid-seasons so players can participate in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles? 53% said no. Of the 90 polled, 46 said yes. Here's how this pans out. If you're not going to be on the Olympic team, you're probably saying no. Or you're saying yes. Because you get a vacation, and the people that are on the Olympic team, some of them are like, yes, some of them are like, nah. I want the vacation. All right. Have analytics helped your career or hurt your career? It's a dumb question. That's like a question by someone who's just pining for analytics. Obviously, it's helped careers. Have you ever seen or heard of a player being put on the injured list when they weren't injured enough to merit it? Duh. Was the Dodgers offseason spending good for the game? How do you think they answered this one? Is it good that our players and my colleagues are getting crazy amounts of money and that raises the price that I'm going to get as well? 91% said good. Who said no, and what did they? Those who said no. I want to say good, but not good. Dude, that is not helpful. I don't think it is. I just think other teams should be able to spend like that. I feel like the Dodgers are always a team that can get all the best players in the world. Other teams, some of them can spend like that. Takes money to make money, you know, all that shit. This guy says we'll have a documentary about that in the next few years, but the deferred money, I don't agree with. I think they should have to pay right now while he's playing. I just think it's a loophole. It's not even their money. Or Friedman's money, or the owners right now. That is true. Like, they can sell the team, and someone would just have to acquire that debt, and they never paid Ohtani. Which I think is what people expect them to do. That is a cool way to think about it. You're just paying someone with someone else's money. You just get a loan down the line. Okay, I like that answer. They're all opposed to salary cap. Yeah, all right, I think that's good. Fun article. Second topic. This guy, his name is Champagne of Bears. Bears? Champagne of Bears. He's a New York Yankees fan. He put together this stat pack that was one tool players. So the 5 tools, they only are good at one of them, and they're below average at the other 4. Very interesting topic that I had never really thought of that I like. So for the hit tool, he did expected batting average, not just batting average. And then for power hitting, he did expected slugging. No, he used the ratio of expected slugging to expected batting average. Maybe I'll link this and you guys can read it. Then for running, he did sprint speed. For throwing, he did arm strength. And for fielding, he did fielding run value, which is a stat that I understand this also. Oh, outs above average would eliminate catchers. So he did fielding run value. He took the 216 players who qualify for all 5 metrics, plus the 10 qualified hitters who have played less than 25 innings in the field, so DHs and shit. Then assigned a percentile rank for each player, and then 1 tool players were those with only 1 metric in the top 50%, and the other 4 were in the bottom 50. I thought this was pretty interesting. I like this, so great job by the Champagne of Bears. And you have Luis Ariz as the best 1-tool player when you're chasing hitting for average. He's in the 98th percentile hitting for average. His hitting for power it's like 1%. Running, he's at like 25. And then throwing and fielding, he's down below. So, yeah. I guess the hit tool is good. You're not going to get big bucks, which is why he's been traded around and stuff. Nolan Gorman ranks out for the best power, 1-tool power hitting guy. Now, his hit for average is 35%, so it's not like Ariz where he was 98 and then 0. He's 98% power, 35% batting average. Not fast at running, which is fine because he hits the ball so far. And then the throwing and the fielding aren't great. Evan Carter's got, I think, the toughest one because his one hit tool is running, 97%. His average is really bad, 10% or contact. His power is just under 40%. And then with all that speed, you'd want him to be better in the fields. his arm's not that strong. That's a bummer. And his fielding is below average. But they're close. Oh, you know what? I lied. Connor Joe has the worst. Sorry, Connor Joe. I'm a big fan of Connor Joe, so I hate the data right now. It's like paining me to read it. But his one tool is throwing. I think that's the one tool that matters least. Right? Johnny Damon almost collected 3,000 hits and played the outfield and quite literally had a pool noodle for an arm. So you can play a long time and not have any arm, even at crucial outfield positions, especially if you can run them down. So I think that's the worst of the 5. And right now the others aren't that great. He's living in the 30% for running and fielding. Not great. Nicky Lopez has fielding. So like good defense. You can get you can get jobs that way. You could be a defensive outfielder, come in, be the 4th outfielder. If you can go play center field, track shit down, that's going to be fun. There is one reply here where he names the 5 people that are 5-tool players, and you got Witt, Henderson, Marsh, Tatis, Nimmo. Good. Way to go, Nimmo. Cowser, Chapman, Bleday, and Acuna. But someone said, a Tigers fan said, J.J. Bleday is more like a 5-tool meh player. So more like J.J. meh day. I added the second part. That was an interesting little thing on Reddit. Thanks to the Champagne of Bears for sending that this way. And the third thing I have, it's a little simple, but someone on Reddit, let me see if I can bring up this. His name is Admirable Variety 58. He said he's been a longtime follower of the channels. He watched the 3 Things episode where I was trying to figure out if Logan Webb got more calls off the plate than other pitchers because of his pitch. Like which pitcher in the league just like confuses umps the most on this side of the plate or that side. And then he put a script together and ran all the data. And he said, look at this. He basically said, smartest guy alive, Jimmy O'Brien. Said, your intuitions about Logan Webb are spot on. Me. That's what Admirable Variety 58 said. And when he sent this message at 11:39 p.m., he said, your intuitions about Logan Webb spot on. He's had 93 extra called strikes on the left side of the zone since the beginning of 2023, leading the league. On the right side, it's been Lance Lynn and Jack Flaherty. How about that? So, cutters, sweepers. I'd love to dive into this more. I got a bunch of mascots walking around me. How you doing? Good to see you. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Waving to me. Mascots. We get a picture of them so people can see who just walked by and said hi to me. Very flirty first wave by the first one. Second one with the cricket bat in their hand, lagging, slower moving mascots. They look like that movie about the cartoon about it's about Koreans and Dominicans, I think, in the Bronx, but instead they're water and fire, that cartoon. It's a good movie. I watched it with my son. That's what the mascots remind me of here. Anyway, it's got to be late movement, right? Like Logan Webb is so deceptive. I said some games, if the ump gives it to him, he's just going to kill you on the outside. And I guess Lance Lynn and Jack Flaherty are killing that guys on the other side. Late movement, it wraps around the zone. I'm guessing something like that. He did give me videos of all of the data sets. So like let's watch one example of Flaherty. Here we go. It's a 1-0 pitch. Falls in there. Looks kind of good to me, but I guess they're saying that's a ball off. I like that pitch. Okay. I think that's Jimmy's 3 Things. It's a shorter episode today, but that's only because the national anthems just ended and this match between Canada and Pakistan is about to start. And I'm one of the commentators that sits in the booth and does the commentating. So it'd be a bad look if I wasn't prepared for that and ready. So now you know the reason why this episode's a bit shorter than the others. I came to you live from the Nassau County Cricket Stadium here on Long Island where I am part of the broadcast booth for the T20 Men's Cricket World Cup, where USA is currently leader of the pack with India, both 2-0. A clash of titans tomorrow on Long Island. Who will be the victor? If the USA is in the game with India, yet alone if they win the game versus India, it'll be a bummer because I actually think that Americans will just shrug and be like, yeah, duh, we're fucking good. Obviously, we're good. They won't even understand that it's like the context of it is unbelievable. All right. See you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Goodbye.